Alright, we're ranking BTD Battles Towers. Alright, let's begin. First we have the submarine. Submarine is pretty solid. It's not the best one of the bunch, and you have to fully upgrade it for it to see camo. So for that, I'll give it a C tier. It's not really the best one. Next up, we got the Balloon Chipper. Balloon Chipper is a really good one when you can fully upgrade it to when it can get blimps. But besides that, I do see it kind of it struggles in the early game, but once you start upgrading it, it really becomes a good one for late game. So I'll give it a B tier. Next up, we got the Boomerang. Boomerang's alright. You really gotta fully upgrade it to one half of it. Only one half of it's fully upgraded can see camo though. But, besides that, you got the side where it can hit all the balloons at once, and then you got one fully upgraded where it can hit 3 of them at once. I'll give it a B tier. Not the best one of the bunch, but it's solid. Next up, we got the Dart Monkey. Dart Monkey's underrated. I think it's a good addition to the game. It's supposed to be just the very generic beginner one, but it does come in clutch. For late game, honestly, I'll give it an A tier, because when you can really fully upgrade that to, it can be the Super Monkey upgrade, and it can detect camo, which is really good. Next, we got the Cobra. Cobra, I'll give it an A tier. Can give you money, can take lives from the other player, can give you lives, can detect camo. It's a good addition to the game. It's kind of really like the most OP one. That's why I think it's the most expensive one to buy for like, I think 8,000 medallions. Alright, next up we got the Glue Gunner. Glue Gunner is okay. It's not my favorite one. I'll give it a C tier as well. Maybe I'll put it above the Submarine. Yeah, so I'm ranking it like this here, so yeah, I'll put the Balloon Chipper above that. So, the Glue Gunner, it can detect camo once you start upgrading it, but it doesn't really start harming the balloons until you really fully upgrade it, because it's at its 1-1 stage, it just slows them down, which doesn't really help much, but as you upgrade it, it starts getting better, but you have to get the medallion, but you have to get the bananas and stuff to start upgrading, and then it costs a lot. Next up, we got the Tack Shooter. Tack Shooter, I'll give it D tier. It's not really, I'm not a fan of it. I just don't think it's that good of an item in the game. I don't think it's that good of a tower, really. It doesn't really do much to help. Especially when you upgrade, you can get the fire, or you can get the blades for one part. I just don't think either of them help, and neither of them can detect camo, which does not help at all. Next up, we got the Ice. So the Ice is a part of one of the really good late game strategies for Bonanza. So I'll give it like a B tier. It's pretty good. I'll put it above Boomerang. It's a really good decision. Both upgrades are really good, especially when you can combine it with the Super Monkey. We'll get to that later. But yeah, it's a solid one. Not the best, but next up we got the Cannon. Cannon, I'm gonna give it D tier. It's not really my favorite one. It's not a great decision. The upgrades are okay. One side, it can, when you fully upgrade it, it can hit up to, I think, 6 different balloons in an area, but it's still not the best one of the bunch. Alright, next up, we got the Banana Factory, and we have our first S tier. This is one of the best items in the game to grab. It really does come in clutch when you're really playing for a long time, especially, my personal favorites to go for Eco, so I like to upgrade the left side of it to get the bank, to really grow the income per game. But you can also go for the right side, we get the Banana Factory, which is also a phenomenal part. It is expensive, but it does come in handy with late game. Next up, we got the spikes. This one's a really good one. I'll also throw this one in B tier. I'll put it above the Boomerang though. I'm not a big fan of the Boomerang. I'll put the spikes though in B tier. The spikes is a good addition. I do like it better than the Tack Shooter and the Cannon, but do I like it more than the Balloon Chipper? Ooh. I do like that the balloon chipper can take out, but now the spikes, because the thing with spikes is late game, when you're getting surrounded by so many balloons, they just wipe right through that thing, and it does not shoot out that many spikes for you to get the balloons done in late game, but it does come in clutch when you can upgrade either side, and especially when you can have that one super move where you can cover your whole map in nails, that's a really nice one. So I'll give that one a B tier. Next up, we got the Monkey Village. I think this is a very underrated addition of the game. I'm gonna give it an S tier. We have two S tiers now. Another S tier is the Monkey Village. Late game on Bonanza, this thing, when you fully upgrade it to its right side, when it can start harming balloons, is phenomenal. It really can, and you can cover your whole map in that. Comment down below if you want to see me play this game. It's really phenomenal. And when you can hit the balloons with this upgrade, it really does come in clutch. So I'm giving that an S tier. Next up, Wizard, S tier. 3 S tiers now. The Wizard is really one of the best towers in the game for fighting, but overall, either side you get is also really a really good choice. It doesn't matter. Like some of these, one side is better than the other, but I find with the Wizard, one side, it doesn't matter which side you get. Though the fire side, you do get the special move with the hawk that goes around and shoots fire at the balloons, which is really nice. But I find either side is fine with the tornado or the fire. So yeah, good addition to the game, and not that expensive in bananas. So yeah, definitely. Next up we got the Darling Gun. Honestly, I'm gonna give this one like a D tier. Not my favorite. You can either go with the rockets or the laser, but this also moves depending on where you move your, if you're playing on PC, your mouse, or playing on phone, your finger. I tend to play it on either or. But yeah, so it moves along, so if you're accidentally moving, then it'll completely move to the side of the screen where you're moving it. It's not a very fun time. And it's also a lot, I think it's almost like 60,000 to fully upgrade it to the laser. I'm not a fan of that one, so next up we got the Apache. This one's pretty good, although I'll give it a C tier above the others. I'll put it above the Glue Gunner and the Submarine. So, with that one, its 2 upgrades are really good when it can just constantly start firing bombs, but it's not the best because you have the helicopter later. We'll get to that, but for overall, it's just a very basic one. It's not because it's not a very go-to item. Next up, we have the so I'll give this one I'm thinking B tier just because when you can upgrade it, you can get multiple of the tack shooters around you, and you can have like 4 or 5 things firing at once just off of one of these towers, which is really good. And its fully upgrades are really good where you can get the electric thing that the balloons can fall into, and you get the snow that can remove the camo from the balloons, which is really nice when you have non-camo towers. Nice. So next you have the Farmer. Farmer, it's alright, because honestly, for early game it's nice, but for late game, I tend to go for the eco side of the farm, so you don't really need to collect anything, so I'll kind of give this one it's okay. I'll give it a C tier. It's alright. It doesn't really benefit much at all. Sniper, I'm a big fan of the Sniper. For late game, I'll give it an S tier. Late game, it's just constant fire, and one of the sides, it can, when it snipes one of the blimps, it can just stop the blimp in its place with each hit. So if you get those surrounding the place, you're good. That's one of my late game strategies I'll go for, is just snipers all around the map fully upgraded to either side. Because one of the sides, it'll just drop money for you as its special move, and then the other side, it can snipe the blimps, stopping in its place. Next up, we got the helicopter. Another S tier. Really good item for late game. Really good item for early game. Overall, both sides are really good. I'd go either or. I tend to go for the right side, of course, more, but the left side also helps. Also benefits because it has its special move where it can just drop. If it can give you lives, it can give you money. So really clutch in that. And I think that one of the sides is about 14,000, but it is worth it because it can shoot rockets and all that stuff. So really coming in nice there. Next up, we got the Buccaneer. Look at the Buccaneer at A tier. It is, I do like, when it can fire a bunch of the, other helicopters with it, but, I'm only a fan of that one side. The other side with the cannons and stuff, I don't find to be that good compared to the others, but that one, the one with the helicopters definitely does throw it in A tier. It is a really good addition. Next up, we got the mortar. I think this is more like a D tier kind of addition to the game. I'm not a huge fan of this one, especially if you want to move it, you gotta click on it, hit move, and then click on the screen. And I just find, because it's similar to the cannon, I'm just not a big fan of this one. Though its upgrades are nice, it's kind of very similar to the cannon. I'm not a huge fan of either of those. Next up, we got the Ninja, S tier. Good addition to the game. I do enjoy using it sometimes for late game, but like if I want to play Bonanza and I want to go late game, I'll tend to use the Ninja Monkey, but it's not really one of my favorites. But it is an S tier definitely for both sides of both upgrades. You can definitely work on that with the bomb and the other side you get with the multiple spikes you can throw all around the map. So definitely a great addition. Next up, we got the robot farmer. This one is better than the other. Alright, I'll give it a B tier just because it is better than the regular farmer. It can farm bananas from anywhere you place it. If you place it on the complete opposite side of your farm, you can still collect them, whereas this one can't. You have to place it near your farm, so that's making it better. But I still don't find it to be that great for late game, because I do tend to go for the eco side with the bank. And last, we have Super Monkey. For late game, I have to give it an S. It's phenomenal when you can get the tempo and the robo. It's just a great combo when you can go tempo, robot, and ice, or tempo, robot, and wind with the wizard. So this is, yeah, Super Monkey, I'd definitely put that high. Yeah, let's move it around a little. I'd go Ninja. So for just beginner game, I'd go, I do like the Apache though, I'll give that there. Sniper for early game is not very good, but late game, I'd definitely put it that high. Yep, so this is, yeah, I'm good with the rest of this. So this is the list, starting from left to right is 1, so this is the first. Yeah, so I definitely, yeah, this is the list, so definitely if you want to see me play this game, definitely comment down below, definitely make videos on that. And yeah, thanks for watching. So this is the list we have. Alright, thanks for watching.